Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Monona Grove High School as Monona Community Media and MGAV bring you the start of the 2025-26 girls varsity basketball season. Our cameramen this evening, Caitlin Geib, Nolan Shehak, Sophia Ferry, Gianna Hamill is on audio and graphics. Rory Steffens is our student director. Our MG faculty advisors are Brennan Hekimovich and Will Nimmo. And this is Parker Hagan. Tonight is the season opener for MG girls basketball, and they will open this year's campaign with the 2025-26 M&M Cup against the McFarland Spartans. Last season, MG finished 12-12 overall, 5th in the Badger Large Conference. Monona Grove also got a playoff victory in the round of 64 over Delavan Darien before falling in the regional final to number 1 seed Edgewood. McFarland, on the other hand, 3-22 last season, a 10 seed in the same subsectional as Monona Grove in last year's postseason. They fell in round 1 to 7 seed Mount Horeb. Now, Monona Grove is returning 9 players from last year's squad, including top scorers like Sydney Glynn, Danny Becker, and Addie Schmudlock, among others. Now, a few seasons ago, back in 2023-24, we saw a lot of returning players from the 2023 Regional Championship squad. That experience was one of many reasons that MG was able to draw a 2 seed in the 2024 playoffs. My guess is that experience for Monona Grove will pay dividends again for MG this season. But of course, there's a long road ahead. We shall see. And as the motto says on the back of the MG warm-ups this year, nothing's guaranteed. On top of that, it's also a new era for Monona Grove basketball this year. Due to enrollment, the Silver Eagles are a Division I school for the first time since the 2020-2021 season. Now, as a D2 school, MG appeared in 4 straight regional finals starting in 2022. They will look to extend that streak to 5 straight coming up in February, but as we mentioned, there is a long road ahead before we can even begin to think about the postseason. There are 73 Division I schools this year, 19 of them in the same sectional as Monona Grove, including 2025 state semifinalist Arrowhead, conference foe Oregon, and sectional runner-up Wanakee. Well, although he has retired from teaching here at Monona Grove, Mr. Willauer is back as our public address announcer. And with a few seconds till the start of our game, we'll throw it over to him for the introduction of our national anthem and starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Monona Grove High School for tonight's game. This is a message from your Silver Eagles student athletes. The WIA expects all fans to demonstrate great sportsmanship towards players, coaches, and officials and event staff. Please allow our athletes to play, our coaches to coach, and our officials to officiate without disruption. Positive cheering creates an electric environment. Taunting, offensive language, or discriminatory comments will not be tolerated and may result in removal from the event. For the safety of everyone, no spectators are allowed to enter the playing floor or the team area at any time. Thank you for supporting all participants respectfully, and let's go Silver Eagles.
And now, throughout America, we invite those who are able to rise. Remove your hat and face the flag for the playing of tonight's national anthem. A senior, number 2, Danny Becker. A sophomore, number 4, Kayla Reed. A junior, number 5, Bailey Nelson. A senior, number 21, Sydney Glenn. And a junior, number 23, Addie Miller. The silver is represented by David Walker.
So there you have it. For the Spartans, it'll be DeShong, both Charbonneaus, Ganshert, and Luter. For the Silver Eagles, Becker, McQueenie, Nelson, Glynn, and Schmudlock. As McFarland takes the court in the navy blue uniforms, McFarland Spartans across the chest, white letters, or rather, white numbers, blue lettering. Silver Eagles in their home white uniforms, which are new this season, have the Columbia blue trim, Monona Grove across the chest, and Columbia blue letters and numbering. First game of the season for both these teams. 2 years ago, it went into triple overtime. Last year, McFarland lost in a blowout. The opening tip underway, won back by McFarland, moving to our left in this first half. It gets kicked to the corner. DeShong for 3, misses it short. Rebound fought for, and will end up in the hands of Addie Schmudlock. Going the other way for the Silver Eagles, left to right as you see it. Jumper pull up from Glynn, and she buries from just inside the circle. 2-0 Monona Grove, opening minute first half. Spartans taking it, or at least trying to take it, into their front court as Allison Charbonneau brings it across the timeline. At the top of the circle, guarded by Nelson. She sends it to the near side. DeShong is there, directing traffic. Now moves it to the top of the arc. Tries to drive inside. Has it rejected by Sydney Glynn at the rim, but sent out of bounds. McFarland keeps it. It'll be Alexis Charbonneau to inbound. Baseline left. Guarding her will be Schmudlock. And the inbound pass gets sent into Charlie Luter. Back up to the top of the circle. And the shot no good off the window by Allison Charbonneau. Silver Eagles the other way now. McQueenie, the younger sister of Kaylin from last year's squad, sends it to the far side where Becker awaits. On the wing, gives it back to McQueenie. She'll try a 3, misses it, and rebound fought for, ruled a jump ball, arrow favoring Monona Grove. Both teams trying to wrestle for that one. Monona Grove gets it off the dual possession. As looking to inbound will be McQueenie, baseline right. Sends it in, Schmudlock is there. Schmudlock, right of the lane, loses it, but gets it back after the Spartans could not hang on to the basketball, and now a foul is called. It stays with Monona Grove. I believe they are going to get Allison Charbonneau with the first foul of this game. And it is the first foul of the McFarland Spartans season. Just over a minute gone by here in the first half of action as Glynn sends it to Becker on the right wing. Back it goes to Schmudlock. She'll try a near corner 3. That's good from Addie Schmudlock, and it's 5-0 Silver Eagles. A minute and a half gone by in this one. Kylie Ganshert drives it across the timeline, throws up a shot, no good, ruled a charge. This one's going the other way. 2 and through on the fault of Kylie Ganshert. McFarland already has 2 fouls in this half. Silver Eagles get the basketball. Inbound goes to McQueenie. And with light pressure, she will take it across the timeline. Brings it to the top of the circle, sends it to Glynn on the near side. Glynn back up top to Bailey Nelson. Nelson a drive, kicks out, wanted Schmudlock, but lost it out of bounds on a bad pass turnover. Spartans the other way, 16:09 remaining first half. Looking to inbound is Charlie Luter. She gets it in before the Silver Eagles promptly lost it. Now Glynn touched the basketball before she could establish herself in the front court. It's an over and back. Spartans get it back. Charlie Luter will inbound in the Spartans front court from the near side. McQueenie will guard her. Luter looking, bounces it in. DeShong is there. DeShong hands it back to Luter. Now on the far corner, the 3 ball misses short from Alexis Charbonneau, rebounded by the Silver Eagles. Glenn ahead to Schmudlock, throws it off the window, no, gets her own rebound, and that one's good on the putback. 7-0 Monona Grove, just over 2 minutes into this game. Allison sends it to DeShong, and that's tipped out of bounds, stays with McFarland after Bailey Nelson knocked it out of the hands of Allison Charbonneau. Charlie Luter to inbound for the Spartans, sends it in to a trailing Allison. Kick to the near side, now Alexis is there, driving, throws it up, and gets fouled on the shot. We'll have our first free throws of the season for McFarland. Danny Becker hit with her first personal. As the first of 2 free throws on the way, it is good from Alexis Charbonneau. 7-1 Monona Grove, pending the result of the second free throw. And it is away and misses short. Offensive rebound, though, Allison. Allison Charbonneau sends it to a pull-up jumper from Kylie Ganshert, and she cans it from the left elbow. 7-3, Monona Grove with the lead in the basketball, approaching 3 minutes gone by in the first. Glenn's got it near wing to a driving Schmudlock, right of the lane, kicks back out to Becker. Lost it in the paint, intended for McQueenie. It goes the other way. Spartans with the basketball now. Here comes Alexis Charbonneau, slows things down, and tipped out of bounds by Schmudlock. It stays with the Spartans on the near side. Kylie Ganshert, no. Looks like it'll be Allison Charbonneau to do the inbounding duties. And she gets it into DeShong. Back to Charbonneau it goes. Allison lost it right into the hands of Danny Becker. Becker ahead, just one girl to beat, and she got fouled hard. Charlie Luter dropped the arm on her as she was going up, and now Becker will go to the line to try and get the points there. 14:50 remaining in the first half of action, as McFarland already at 3 fouls in this first half. First free throw good from Becker. She's got 1 to come. 8-3 is the score, pending this free throw. Second on the way, and it's good. 9-3 MG with the lead. And McFarland looking to inbound baseline right. They get it in to Ganshert. Now another turnover. Becker coming back into the paint, kicks out. McQueenie tries a triple. That's off the back iron, no good. Sydney Glenn offensive rebound. Danny Becker jump stop 3. That's good from the wing. So Danny Becker gets the 3 that McQueenie could not, and it's 12-3 early on in this one. Here's Ganshert with it for the Spartans, brings it across the timeline. Now drives into the paint before kicking it to the near corner. DeShong is there, directing traffic, working around a screen now, moves it to the wing. Now the top of the circle. Wants to send it away, gives it to Ganshert just inside the line, and loses it. Intended for DeShong, ahead it goes. Glenn, a layup off the window, takes an unlucky bounce, no good, but she gets her own rebound, puts it back up, and drew the contact. That's the first foul on DeShong of this game, and the 4th team foul for the Spartans. Exactly 4 minutes into this one, and Glenn has a chance to make it 14-3. First of 2 is good, as she nestles at home, and into the game come Zatkowski for Monona Grove and Ava Roeder for McFarland. They will replace Ganshert and Schmudlock. Second of 2 free throws now for Glenn, and she buries it. And a timeout called 4 minutes into this ball game by Coach Caitlin Eversole. It is her first year as the varsity coach for McFarland, though she does have some experience in the district. And she's also an AAU coach from what I've read online. So certainly a lot of experience on the McFarland end of the field. Of course, for Monona Grove, they're returning head coach Jalen Walker, who's been doing this gig for a couple of years now. So some experience on both sides of the basketball in terms of the coaching department. As McFarland taking a 30-second timeout there, gets out of it. Luter will inbound for the Spartans. Baseline right on the far side. Gets it from our officiating crew and sends it in to Allison Charbonneau. 10-second count starts, and a foul is called on Zatkowski. Too much contact on the press there. Zatkowski's first of the ball game and just the second of the half on Monona Grove. Luter inbound sideline right on the near side, and she gets it in. Back it goes to Luter. Now Allie Charbonneau sends it to her sister Alexis. The three-pointer no good, but Charbonneau got it back and drew contact just inside the three-point stripe. They're going to hit Zatkowski for the contact inside. It's her second personal. And with that, she'll take a seat, and into the game comes Ella Berkeley, 5'7" sophomore. Alexis to inbound, sends it in, was not touched in the front court, so the Spartans can bring it back across the timeline. Roeder's got it near wing, in it goes, and taken away promptly by the MG defense. Nelson batted it away, and now Becker's got it, drives into the paint, nobody to beat, she lays it off the window and good. 16-3, Monona Grove with the lead, McFarland with the basketball. Approaching 5 minutes gone by in this one. Here's Alexis on the far corner, trying to drive her way in, spins, fires off the window, no good, off the back iron, and the rebound goes out of bounds. It will stay here. Stays with the Spartans as Nelson takes a seat. Schmudlock will come back in for Monona Grove. Alexis to inbound, gets it into Brooke DeShong. DeShong on the right wing, now stops at the top of the circle, kicks to the far side. Alexis tries a three, that misses off the iron, no good, and a rebound on a loose ball. They're gonna hit Charbonneau, it's her second personal for Allison. Check that, they hit Roeder. Roeder with the contact, her first personal, but already the 5th team foul on McFarland in this half. And we're just over 5 minutes into this game. So already McFarland only with 1 foul to give before they're in a penalty situation. Keep that in mind down the stretch of the first here. Becker sends it in, and pressure applied on Ella Berkeley, who walked with the basketball in the paint. So another turnover, McFarland gets it back. Luter looking to send it in, and she does get it into Roeder on the far side. Back to Luter it goes. On a press from Schmudlock, gets it across the timeline to Ganshert. Ganshert driving, stops right of the lane, kicks to the left wing. Alexis Charbonneau misses the triple. Offensive rebound to Shong, threw it off the window, no good. Rebounded by MG. McQueenie the other way for the Silver Eagles, 12:22 remaining in the first. McQueenie able to bring it across the timeline, kicks to the left corner. Schmudlock a three, that's too strong, no good. Ganshert the rebound. And back it goes for McFarland. Here's Alexis Charbonneau in the paint, drew contact but no whistle, and Becker is able to come up with a loose ball after a pass from Berkeley. McQueenie now finds number 35 DeWalt, who's into the game for the first time today, and a couple of substitutes for Monona Grove after the ball went out of bounds, last touched by McFarland. Becker comes out, McQueenie comes out. So it's Glynn, Schmudlock, Nelson, Berkeley, and DeWalt for the Silver Eagles right now. As Schmudlock looking to get it in, and gets it in to Ella Berkeley. Now Nelson, left wing, guarded closely by Ganshert, finds Glynn. Glynn a drive to the near corner for Schmudlock, pull-up jumper, that misses too strong. She got the offensive rebound, and a foul will be called as Brooke DeShong, in trying to fight for the loose ball, illegally contacted Schmudlock, and now that was the last foul for the Spartans to give in this first half. They'll be in the penalty the rest of the way. We're only about 6.5 minutes into this game as Glynn drew contact, throwing the shot up. She'll get 2 shots after the hit. And Ava Roeder is hit with her second foul. That one puts McFarland into the penalty as Sydney Glynn, the first of 2 free throws, is good. Makes it 17-3 with 11:36 remaining in the first half. Second of 2 now for Sydney Glynn, and that's pure. 18-3 is the score. 11:35 and ticking here in the first. Luter throws it across. Westrom now into the game for McFarland. Had it, passed it back. Now Luter's got it on the right elbow. Pull-up jumper is no good, short. Rebounded by Glynn. Silver Eagles the other way now. 11:17 remaining in the first. Glynn in the paint, spinning. Trying to kick it back out, nothing there. She finds Nelson, who works her way around the defense and lays it up and in off the glass. It is 20-3 Silver Eagles, about 7 minutes into this game. Ganshert works her way around Nelson's defense and got fouled trying to send the basketball over to Lila Westrom. As coming into the game will be Jessica Poles. Jessie, one of the other returning players. McQueenie also coming back in. As Nelson takes a seat, she is the perpetrator of that foul that was called. It is Monona Grove's 4th team foul. As DeShong's got it now, near the top of the circle, driving on DeWalt. Stops right of the lane, and an errant pass stepped on the line, did Kylie Ganshert. It's an over and back, and Monona Grove will take over. 10:45 remaining here in the first. Schmudlock to inbound, sends it in the backcourt. McQueenie awaits her. She brings it across the timeline and gives it back to Schmudlock on the left wing. Schmudlock now to Poles, over to DeWalt near side. Outside the arc, as DeWalt trying to drive. Almost stepped on the baseline, but was able to get the pass off to Poles. And in fighting for the basketball, DeWalt could not wrestle it away from Brooke DeShong, who forces the held ball, Arrow McFarland. The pass was tipped. That led to the turnover off of the alternating possession arrow. As Westrom inbounds for the Spartans to Ganshert. Approaching the final 10 minutes of the first half, as Roeder sends this one now. DeShong's got it on the near corner. DeShong over to Ganshert. Ganshert a drive, a pull-up jumper. That's no good. Offensive rebound by Westrom, and Sydney Glynn coming in. Check that. It's Jessica Poles who is called for the contact. They'll get her for hold. And now Monona Grove with only 1 foul to give. 8 minutes into this game, and we've called 12 fouls, so a lot of contact going on here. As a nice drive to the basket by Allison Charbonneau, who gets the Spartans' first points in quite a while. 20-5, Silver Eagles with the lead, under 10 minutes to go here. Here's Sydney Glynn on the right wing. Gives it to Poles, top of the circle. She drives, kicks to Schmudlock. Thought about the 3, instead brings it right to the lane. Bounce pass to Glynn. She drew the contact going up. It's a block. And we'll see if they rule that. They do rule it a shooting foul. So she'll get 2 shots regardless. As that is foul trouble for Ava Roeder, who's already got 3 fouls in this game. The first of 2 for Glynn, misses off to the left. Couple of substitutions here. Becker comes back in, as does McQueenie. As for the Spartans, it looks like Willenbucher will check in. Second of 2, that misses as well. Westrom with the rebound. 9:34 and counting here in the first. Here's Willenbucher, gives it off to Westrom. Westrom a drive, throws it up, off the window and good. And it's 20-7, Monona Grove with the lead. Lila Westrom able to nestle it off the glass and good. Schmudlock finds an open Becker, 4-3, top of the circle, she cans it. That'll make it 23-7 as Becker answers right back for Monona Grove. As we are about halfway through this first half of action, 9 minutes to go. Ganshert throws it away. Glynn, nobody in front of her, takes it to the cup, off the window and good. 25-7, Monona Grove with the lead, and McFarland will turn it over again. An errant pass intended for, I believe, number 21, Allison Charbonneau. Just went over her head, and Monona Grove will take over. Inbound goes to McQueenie, and she brings it across the timeline with no pressure. Here's Nelson now, left wing, trying to drive, nothing there. Finds McQueenie, top of the circle, takes it back out near the center circle. Gives it off to Glenn on the near wing, guarded closely by Willenbucher. And a whistle stoppage of play. They're gonna get DeShong, it looks like. An off-ball foul. It's DeShong's third personal. The 9th of the half for McFarland, and that'll be a penalty 1-1 for Michaela McQueenie. Front end is up and no good, did not hit the rim. So McFarland will get the basketball as Alexis Charbonneau inbounds it to number 14, Grayson Gray, who's into the game for McFarland. High floater, no good off the window from Westrom. Glenn the rebound for MG, and back the Silver Eagles go into their front court. Here's Becker, far wing to Glenn, top of the circle, three. That's nothing but the bottom of the barrel, and it'll trigger a timeout from Coach Caitlin Eversole of McFarland. 8:06 remaining in the first half. It is Monona Grove 28, McFarland 7. And just to kind of reset things here, McFarland is already in the penalty. Their next foul actually will put them over the limit for the half and would put MG into the double bonus. With 8 minutes to go, not a situation you want to be in, but it's not much better for Monona Grove. They've only got one foul to give before they too go into the penalty. As McFarland taking their second timeout of this game. Down by 21 points early on. It was not a pretty game for the Spartans last year in this matchup. Monona Grove, on the other hand, very happy with their performance, but as we mentioned 2 years ago, this rivalry went into triple overtime. So anything can happen when these teams are playing for the M&M Cup. As with 8:06 to go here in the first, this game is far from over. Alexis Charbonneau will inbound for the for the Spartans. And she'll send it into her younger sister, Allison. Westrom now with just one to beat, sends it to Gray. The right wing three is no good. Becker the rebound for Monona Grove. Under 8 minutes now to go in the first. As Glenn backing against Westrom kicks out. Nelson a three. That misses off the left iron, no good. Offensive rebound, Becker. She'll try the three. That misses short as well. Alexis may have drawn some contact, but no whistle as she drives into the front court, and there she draws contact and will go to the line for a pair. Michaela McQueenie guilty of the contact. That is Monona Grove's last foul to give of the first half, as Alexis Charbonneau will go to the line for a pair, the first of which is up and good. Takes a friendly roll for McFarland. It is 28-8. 7:33 remaining in the first. Second of two free throws coming up here, and that is over the front rim and good for McFarland. 28-9 is your score as we hit 7.5 to go here in the first. And a foul called off ball. McFarland now over the limit. Actually, check that. That is a team control foul, illegal screen. And who did they get for the moving screen violation? We'll see if they put it up on the board here. It is Ella Berkeley It's her first personal foul. Monona Grove now into the penalty. And after the inbound, Allison Charbonneau drew contact from Bailey Nelson. It's her second personal, as Schmudlock will come back into the game. Nelson kind of got her arm around Charbonneau before she could get away. Nelson actually almost ripped the basketball away herself, but instead it's a penalty 1-and-1 for Charbonneau as the front end is up and no good. Rebound being fought for, recovered by Willenbucher. And she loses it. Monona Grove comes up with it as here goes Addie Schmudlock. Sends it to the right wing where Sydney Glynn awaits her. Back up top for McQueenie. McQueenie spins in the paint, kicks back out to Glynn. Glynn a drive now, over to the corner. Berkeley sends it to Becker. And Becker will reset things here for Monona Grove. Under 7 minutes to go in this first half. And Glynn holds the ball, but guilty of a blocking foul. They're going to say Alexis Charbonneau is the perpetrator on the illegal contact. They'll get her for a block, and that'll result in the double bonus for Monona Grove here. As Ella Berkeley will take to the line for 2 shots. Chance to get Monona Grove above 30 points here, or rather past the 30-point mark. First of 2 good for Ella Berkeley. As coming into the game, rather not coming into the game, it looks like in for the shooter is that substitute for MG. Second of 2 coming up for Berkeley, and it is no good. Offensive rebound, though, being fought for. McFarland comes up with it after the ball ping-pongs around. Drawing the foul is Westrom, and McFarland's got another 1-and-1 coming. They will hit Berkeley with her second personal, and the 1-and-1 will be taken by Westrom. Front end is up and good. 29-10. Monona Grove with the lead. McFarland still with the back end of a 1-and-1 to come. 6:45 remaining first half. Back end is up for McFarland's Westrom. It's no good. Rebounded by number 12, Mayorga. And she gets it ahead to eventually into the hands of Schmudlock, who sends it back out. Glynn draws contact, no whistle. Off the fingertips, though, they say, of Gray, and it'll stay with Monona Grove. And DeWalt checks into the game for MG. She will replace Sydney Glynn, younger sister of Cora Glynn, who was also on the MG squad last year. DeWalt fights for it away from Willenbucher, sends the ball away to Schmudlock. Gets it on a pass from McQueenie. Back out it goes. Schmudlock a 3. That's too strong, no good, but she gets her own rebound. Over now, McQueenie tries a near corner 3. That misses left. Mayorga draws the foul, though, going back up on the third opportunity, and she'll go to the stripe for a pair. First foul of the contest on Westrom, and McFarland, of course, over the limit at this point. So Mayorga will get 2. She buries the first, and back into the game comes Charlie Luter for the Spartans. She will replace Willenbucher. It is 30-10, 6:13 remaining in the first. Second of 2 free throws now for Mayorga. On the way, and off the front rim, no good. Rebound fought for, recovered by Luter of McFarland. Back the Spartans go the other way now. Gray's got it near wing. Sends it back to Luter. On the near side, pressured heavily by Schmudlock. Working around a screen now. Luter drives in the paint, no whistle. Rebound off the miss by DeWalt, who hands it off to McQueenie. McQueenie a 1-on-1. Clean block by Gray. It goes back the other way. Now Luter draws contact there, but legal guarding position had Mayorga. And fighting for the rebound, Becker holds onto it as it looks like not Avery King, it's Grayson Gray who forces the held ball. Monona Grove has the possession arrow, so they will take over. going left to right in this first half as we approach the final 5.5 minutes. Here's Mayorga on the right wing, as moving in to guard her is Westrom from McFarland. Kick back out, and walking with the basketball, Michaela McQueenie took an extra step. So another Silver Eagle turnover. McFarland takes over. Inbounding will be Alexis Charbonneau on the far side as Becker goes to guard her. She sends it in to Charlie Luter, who will attempt to work it across the timeline on a pass to Westrom. Westrom brings it to the top of the circle. Now to the far side, it goes back to Alexis. Alexis over to Westrom, almost loses it out of bounds, but recovers. Now it's to stop, sends it inside, and the pass taken away by Danny Becker. Ahead it goes to McQueenie. McQueenie back over. Mayorga for three. Off the front rim, backboard, and no good. Knocked loose, Westrom has it, and now it ping-pongs around and ends up in the hands of McQueenie. So she brings it back up top and resets for the MG offense with under 5 to play. DeWalt inside, off the window and good. Gigi DeWalt with her first points of the season. As with 4.5 minutes roughly to go in this one, it is MG 32, McFarland 10. A spin inside the circle from Charbonneau, kicks to Westrom, near corner three, no good. DeWalt the rebound. McQueenie back the other way, sends it inside. Schmudlock drew contact. Westrom guilty of the foul. It is her second. That'll be 2 shots for Addie Schmudlock, as McFarland is over the limit here in the first half. Monona Grove actually will be with their next foul. Schmudlock misses the first of 2. Back into the game, Kylie Ganshert for Monona Grove. As Mayorga and Becker take seats, Glenn is in. Looks like Jessica Poles will come back into the game for Monona Grove. Second of 2 shots coming up for Schmudlock here. She sends it away and hits it. 33-10 is your score, 4:15 remaining in the second half. Inbound goes to Allison Charbonneau. She sends it ahead to her older sister, Alexis. Alexis a drive against Glenn, throws it up off the bottom of the backboard, no good. And the rebound by the Silver Eagles. Pass ahead to Poles, she couldn't handle it, out of bounds to McFarland. 4:04 remaining here in the first, as Luter looks to inbound. She bounces it in, and a foul called before the inbound got in. Poles guilty of her second, as both teams now are over the limit, as with that, not Alexis Charbonneau, it'll be Kylie Ganshert shooting the double bonus. First of 2, rattles it home. 33-11 is your score, as checking back in as Willenbucher. 1 shot still for Kylie Ganshert. It is on the way, and off the back iron, no good. Rebound tapped around. Glenn fights for it, but Charbonneau comes up with it. She couldn't handle it, or she couldn't bury the putback, and Monona Grove goes the other way after the defensive board. 3:50 and counting here in the first. McQueenie sends it to the far side. DeWalt's got it. Looks to get it in. Jessica Poles around a defender. Floats one up, and no good. She missed it off to the left. Rebounded by the Spartans as Luter goes the other way. She sends to the near side. Awaiting her is Charbonneau, who takes it and gives it to Grayson Gray. Gigi DeWalt is there, and a foul called off the ball. They're going to get Schmudlock. Both teams over the limit, so this will be 2 shots in a penalty situation. And Allison Charbonneau buries the first of 2. 33-12 with 3:24 remaining in the first half. Still 1 shot to come for Charbonneau. Allison sends it away over the front rim and good. Cuts the deficit to 20. Inbound goes to McQueenie. Final 3:20 of the first half here. McQueenie across the timeline finds Poles on the near side. She's guarded by Ganshert. Now Glenn inside, banks it off the window and good. So the Silver Eagles get those 2 points right back. It is 35-13 with 3:04 remaining. And now a foul is called. Glenn got hit on the arm. They're going to get Willenbucher for her first foul of this game. Kind of got the arm of Sydney Glenn trying to run the other way on the fast break. The officials are going to congregate briefly, and this will stay a common foul. So Glenn's got 2 free throws. First of 2 is good, as the McFarland student section attempting to make any sort of noise to distract her. One more free throw for Glenn after the substitution, and she buries it to make it 37-13. Inbound recovered by Ganshert, going the other way for the Spartans. Ganshert brings it across the timeline, sends it now over to Charbonneau, as Charbonneau guarded closely near center circle by McQueenie. Officials counting that 5-second closely guarded count. Now Gray loses it. Schmudlock the other way, loses it herself, and now is going to get called for a foul as Allison Charbonneau got pushed to the ground by Schmudlock. Second on Addie, the 5'6" junior. And this will be a double bonus situation once again for Charbonneau. 2:36 remaining here in the first. First of 2 free throws is good for Charbonneau. Poles comes back in, and Schmudlock will take a seat with her 2 fouls. 37-13, make it 37-14. Now 37-15 after the second make, as the lead is cut to 22 off the free throws from Charbonneau. 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. McQueenie sends it to the near side. Glenn working on the wing, back up to McQueenie. She'll try the 3, it misses short. Rebound batted around and ends up in the hands of Charlie Luter on the far side now with it. Slows things down a bit for McFarland, and she loses it in turn. Back the other way goes McQueenie. To the cup, off the window, no. Rebound out of bounds off the hand of Luter. It stays with Monona Grove. As we are into the final stretch here of this first half, Becker directing traffic, looking to get this one in. Getting close to the 5-second count, but she does get it in time. McQueenie finds Glenn. Glenn looking to drive. Off the window, that's good from Sydney. 39-15, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. And Monona Grove with a very nice scoring performance here in the first 18 minutes. Last touch by Charbonneau, it goes over the timeline, and McFarland is called for the over and back. So Monona Grove will take it on the near side. It'll be Becker to inbound. Likely that she'll get this one to McQueenie, and she does. Minute 45 now, all we have left in this first half of the MG season opener. Glenn's got it, trying to drive. Into the paint she works, off the window, and nestles it home once again. Monona Grove breaks the 40-point barrier in the first half of play. Down to 85 seconds. Ganshert with it, left wing, now trying to drive. Spins her way in the paint, off the front of the rim, no good, as the turnaround jumper was left short. McQueenie the other way, bounce to Poles, over to the far corner, and Mayorga buries the triple. The left corner 3, good from Mayorga, 44-15, 1 minute remaining here in the first. Here's Ganshert on the far side. The final minute of the first half. Luter's got it now. Trying to slow things down. McFarland can take the last shot if they wish. Luter almost walked with the ball. Loses it on a pass intended for Ganscher. Becker comes up with the takeaway. Now Glenn right wing with it. Down to 37 seconds. She moves it to the top of the circle. MG may be trying to play for the last shot here. Becker inside. McQueenie off the window, misses it. Rebounded by the Spartans. Here goes Charbonneau into the front court. That's Charbonneau. Now Gray's got it, gets it back to Charbonneau. Top of the circle, 17 seconds. Allison throws it up, foul called. They're gonna get a block on either Becker or McQueenie, I think. And they do get Becker. It's her second. And Allison Charbonneau will get 2 shots on the shooting foul with 14.9 remaining in the first half. First of 2 is up and good. For the Spartans is into the game come Alexis Charbonneau. And Westrom, Lila Westrom back into the game, replacing Willenbucher and Gray. 14.9 left in this one. Second of 2 on the way and good. 44-17 is the score. Monona Grove will play for the final shot here. McQueenie's got it, slows things down as she walks it across the timeline. 10 seconds to go. Here's Mayorga into Sydney Glenn, off the window, able to roll it off the rim and good. And the horn sounds before the shot can get up from Kylie Ganshert. That attempt will not go down in the books, and we are at the break. Well, an action-packed first half of basketball as both teams went over the limit in the foul department, but after the first 18 minutes and the first horn of this game, Monona Grove dominating McFarland here in the first half. Your score at the break, Monona Grove 46, McFarland 17. We're back in 10 minutes with the start of our second half of action. You're listening to Monona Grove Girls Varsity Basketball. It is halftime here at Monona Grove High School in the 2025-26 edition of the Girls Basketball M&M Cup. And Monona Grove, to say the least, is doing very well. Your score at the break, 46-17 in favor of the Silver Eagles, as that past varsity experience paying dividends right now for Monona Grove. The Silver Eagles last season averaged 57.9 points per game as a team. They are about 3/4 of the way there already. McFarland, meanwhile, just 40.8 points per game as a team last season. So they're about on pace with that. As we briefly look at the results of this game from last year, just to give you an idea of what that was, Monona Grove won that game by a wide margin. It took place at McFarland. And the final of that one, for those of you who are interested, 81-41 in favor of Monona Grove. So the Silver Eagles have had the Spartans' number for the past couple of years. It appears as though this trend will not change, but we'll see what the second half brings, as McFarland with the arrow to start here in the second half will get the basketball on the first possession of period number 2. Ganchert's got it, top of the circle, looking to get it away, guarded closely by Becker. She finds a trailing Luter. Luter spinning, now right of the lane. Looks to get it out, finds Kylie Ganchert, who dumps it right back to Luter. Now on the right wing, rather. Spinning now top of the circle against Schmudlock. She finds DeShong, who's in foul trouble with 3 fouls, alongside Ava Roeder of the Spartans. And off the foot of Nelson, no, they say, was last to touch. McFarland keeps as the ball went out of bounds on the near side. Opening minute, second half. Still no score in the second half of action, but the overall score remains 46-17. As the inbound, no, Alexis Charbonneau with it. Clean block from Becker, but it stays with the Spartans as the ball last touched Danny's fingertips. Danny Becker and Danny Whitty, the two Dannys on this team. Becker with the bulk of the playing time after spending her freshman and sophomore years as part of the varsity squad. As Charlie Luter holds the rock for the Spartans, dishes over to DeShong, now a drive and kick over. Alexis Charbonneau, the 3, missed it strong, rebounded by McQueenie, and finally the Silver Eagles will get a possession here in the second half. Ahead it goes to Schmudlock, finds a trailing Becker. Becker kicks to Glenn, off the window, and good from Sydney Glenn. And that is 23 points for Sydney Glenn in this ball game. She's got just about half of the Silver Eagles' points in this one so far. Just over a minute and a half into the second half of action. The driving layup no good from Alexis Charbonneau for the Spartans. Sydney Glenn the other way finds Schmudlock, off the window and good for Addie. And the Silver Eagles, with a minute 45 gone by in the second half, have broken 50 in this one against the Spartans. Brooke DeShong has it on the right wing for McFarland, guarded by Glenn. She'll find Charbonneau, tries a 3, does Alexis. It's short, no good. Schmudlock the other way, draws a foul. And Alexis Charbonneau will be guilty of the contact. Into the game comes Ava Roeder, who's the other Spartan that I mentioned was in foul trouble. Although no one for the Silver Eagles has 3 fouls, there are 6 Silver Eagles with 2 fouls. Those are Becker, Nelson, Poles, Berkeley, Zatkowski, and Schmudlock. Schmudlock has it on the right wing after the foul. Working inside is Nelson, lost it, out of bounds though, they last say touched by Charlie Luter. So Monona Grove will keep it about 2.5 minutes into the second. Glenn takes the inbound pass. Now Schmudlock right wing. Will looking to get it away. She needs help. She's got it. Becker, a drive, drew the foul on the floor. They're going to get Ganshert for the contact. It's the second Spartan foul of the half after they committed 12 in the first. Silver Eagles, by the way, 13 personal fouls in the first half. So this game has gotten very physical very quickly, to say the least. Glynn off the inbound, tries a three and rattles it home from the right wing. Glynn's got 26, Silver Eagles have 53, and they lead the Spartans by a margin of 36 points. Allison Charbonneau intended to get it to Deschong. Now Glynn the other way, off the window, rattles it home again. 28 points for Sydney Glynn. It is 55-17, Monona Grove. And this is the time where I tell you that the running clock rule / mercy rule is 40 points with under 9 minutes to go in the second half. So we can't run the clock just yet, even if Monona Grove does get above that 40-point barrier. Spartans, by the way, lost it out of bounds in their front court, so Monona Grove goes the other way. Moving right to left as we see it here in the second half. Three ball no good from Schmudlock, top of the circle. Offensive rebound. Becker back out to Sydney Glynn. That's good from three. And a timeout called by Coach Eversole. It is a full timeout for McFarland. The score 58-17. And Sydney Glynn, 31 points through the first few minutes of this second half. A career night, to say the least. As both teams talk this one over, McFarland with 2 fouls in the second half. Silver Eagles yet to commit a foul in the second. The lead is 41, 58-17 is the score. The Spartans have not yet made a basket here in the second half. As Monona Grove led this one 46-17 at the break. 5 on the floor for the Spartans will be Luter, Ganshert, Deschong, Roeder, and Allison Charbonneau. Spartans will have the basketball with 14:28 remaining in this ball game. And the clock begins to tick again. Allison Charbonneau, slow walk, directing traffic, gets it across the timeline. Sends it over the far side. Ganshert around a screen, finds Deschong. Brooke gives it back to Allison. Allison a drive. Charbonneau off the window, couldn't get that one to go. An unlucky roll from Charbonneau. Here's Nelson the other way, finds Becker in the corner from 3. That's absolute, or rather nothing but the bottom of the barrel. You know, when they make so many threes, it's hard to describe each one of them in a different way. That seems to be what's happening here. Monona Grove, everything going right for them tonight. Floater no good for McFarland on the other side. Back the other way goes MG. Ahead to Schmudlock. Makes the defender miss. Kisses it off the glass and good. 63-17. My voice cracked out of excitement. It's a 46-point lead for the Silver Eagles with 13 and a half to go. As here's Ganshert, top of the circle, being pressed heavily by McQueenie. Bounces it off to Luter. And now inside it goes to Roeder. Luter takes it back outside the three-point arc. She'll try from three-point distance. Misses off the front iron, no good. Here's Sydney Glynn, already with 31. Drives, kicks to the corner. Schmudlock a 3. Off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebounded by Luter. Under 13 minutes now to go in this one. As through the first 5 minutes, Monona Grove has gone on a 17-0 scoring run. You heard that correctly. Inside the pass goes, and the off-the-glass layup is no good from Allison Charbonneau. Nothing going right for the Spartans. Conversely, Schmudlock on the other side kisses it off the glass and good. 65-17. It is a 19-0 scoring run here in the first half, or rather in the first few minutes of the second half. Pass goes inside to DeShong, finds a trailing Ganshert, who could not finish the roller. And the rebound goes to McQueenie. Nelson, pull up J on the other side, splashes it home. 50-point lead for the Silver Eagles, who lead at 67-17. Now here's Ganshert on the near wing, kicks over to Luter, tries the triple. That rattles home for the Spartans. And it's their first bucket of the second half. It comes more than 6 minutes in. And it is 67-20. Into the front court comes McQueenie. She finds Becker on the far wing. Nelson will try to answer, and she cans it. The Silver Eagles have broken 70 in this game against the Spartans. They will try and crack that 81-point mark that they hit against McFarland last year. As across the timeline goes Allison Charbonneau. She gets it off to DeShong, top of the circle. Down to 11:08 and counting. Pass tipped inside, but it ends up in Roeder's hands. Mid-range jumper off the front rim, no good. An unlucky bounce for Roeder, almost got it to go. Silver Eagles the other way now. McQueenie's got it. Driving to the lane, kick to Becker. She'll try a left corner three, and that's good. Danny Becker, nothing but the bottom of the barrel, and is 73-20 with 10:44 and counting here in the second half. Charbonneau takes the inbound. Presses light for Monona Grove. Charbonneau will get it across the timeline. Nearly lost it, but got it back against the defensive Bailey Nelson. Now drives, kicks to the corner. DeShong a three, misses too strong. Rebound batted around, controlled by McFarland. The putback on the way now. Roeder finds Loader. Corner, rather wing three, no good. Roeder gets the offensive rebound. A third chance for the Spartans. Here's Luter, another three ball. That one's good. And McFarland cuts the deficit to 50 with 10 minutes to go in the second. That'll trigger a timeout for Monona Grove, likely to just get some substitutions going. As with 10:02, Coach Jalen Walker is going to take his first timeout of this ball game. It is a 30-second timeout. The score is Monona Grove 73, McFarland 23, and we've got 10 minutes and 2 seconds left in this one. Well, Sydney Glynn is absolutely balling out right now, to say the least. 31 of Monona Grove's 73 points have come from number 21. She is a 6-foot senior and one of the vital cornerstones to this MG offense. She's been on the team for 3 years now. This is her third year, I do believe. As with 10:02 remaining, Monona Grove will get the basketball. They will inbound in their backcourts, far sideline right. As Jessica Poles inbounds to Bailey Nelson, and promptly fouled is Westrom. Or promptly fouling her is Westrom. Poles will inbound again, finds Nelson. And Nelson gets it across the timeline into the front court. Kicks back out. Gigi DeWalt finds Berkeley. Back to DeWalt. DeWalt inside, intended for Zatkowski, and right into the hands of Westrom. So both teams make a couple substitutions during the timeout, as DeShong has it, trying to drive, stops on the right elbow, and a screen is called. They're going to get Ava Roeder for the moving screen, and that is her fourth foul. As the Silver Eagles go the other way after the team control, Nelson could not get the driving layup to go. And the rebound controlled by McFarland. Here's Kylie Ganshert, pass to the near side. Willenbucher tries a three. That's good from distance. McFarland finding some offense. They've got 9 points through the first 9 minutes or so of this game. Nelson could not finish on the other end, and McFarland will go the other way. And a timeout called by McFarland. Clock will stop at 9:01 It is McFarland's 4th time out of this game. And now the game clock is running. I believe they've just decided to implement that running time rule. And now they're going to reset it, looks like. You have to wait for it to get to 9 minutes left. It was at 9:01, so they can't technically do it yet. As both teams will talk things over. Silver Eagles lead at 73-26, but it is a 6-0 scoring run for the Spartans. Although that doesn't mean a lot down the stretch of this game. With the running clock, things are going to be very difficult for the Spartans going forward. They have to get the differential under 40 before they can resume normal timing procedures. 5 on the floor for Monona Grove. DeWalt, Poles, Halverson, who is new into the game, along with Zatkowski and Berkeley. And now we're under 9 minutes. The clock will run the rest of the way unless the differential gets below 40 points. DeShong to the far corner. With it, Willenbucher. Pressured heavily, finds DeShong back in that corner on the far side. Now DeShong a drive, spins her way in the paint, off the window, no good. Recovered on the rebound by Halverson. Aurora Halverson, 5'6" senior, into the game for one of the first times tonight. She'll give it off to Poles. Now to Zatkowski on the far wing. Zatkowski pressured heavily, able to get away from the traffic. Now spins around a defender, and a foul is called. They will get Alexis Charbonneau, who did not obtain legal guarding position before making contact with Zatkowski, who misses the first of 2 free throws. Second of 2 is good. That makes it 74-26 Monona Grove, as we are under 8 minutes to play with the running clock in effect. Ganchert to the far side. Charbonneau is there. Alexis spins, drives, drew contact. 2 shots coming for Alexis Charbonneau. Second foul of the half for Monona Grove, as they're going to get Zatkowski for the contact. It's her 3rd. And Alexis Charbonneau has a couple shots at the line. She hits the first. Her sister Allison will come into the game to replace Kylie Ganchert, as both Charbonneaus made the start tonight. Ganchert will take a seat on the bench with 3 points. Second of 2 free throws misses for Charbonneau, and Gigi DeWalt, in recovering the rebound, stepped on the baseline. McFarland will take over. 7 minutes remaining here in the second. Alexis Charbonneau to inbound. Looking, gets it in. Willenbucher is there. Right hand dribble, now switches to the left. Kicks to the top of the circle. DeShong finds, looks like Allison Charbonneau, who got fouled before the shot. As reaching out and grabbing the arm of Charbonneau is Zatkowski. That is her 4th, and that will force Coach Walker to make a substitution. Inbound goes to Charbonneau, kicks it to her sister. 3-ball, no good from the left corner. Recovered off the rebound by Berkeley, and now a foul called against Alexis Charbonneau. That is her 4th. At least it's her 4th from what I have. It may be her 3rd. The scoreboard is showing it's her 3rd. Likely not to matter down the stretch with less than 6 to go. Poles open from 3 for the Silver Eagles. Misses it off the back iron. Just too strong for Jessica, as Willenbucher has the rebound. Alexis Charbonneau kicks it to her younger sister Allison. 3-ball misses strong from Westrom. And the Silver Eagles go the other way. Pass tip, but Poles ends up with it. 3-ball on the way. Halverson misses it short. Rebound from Westrom, and fighting for it, Allison Charbonneau is able to take it, send it ahead. Willenbuecher off the window and good. Makes it 75-29. And an errant pass will give the ball back to the Spartans, as Ella Berkeley could not handle it in the MG front court. So the Spartans will inbound, clock running, under 5 minutes to go. 75-29 is the score. Here's Allison Charbonneau across the timeline, sends to Willenbuecher on the far side. She'll try a three. That misses short. It is saved from going out of bounds by Grayson Gray, but Monona Grove ends up with it after the loose ball got knocked around and into the MG defense's hands. Poles gives it off to Halverson, and now Poles gets it back, tries a three, misses off the front rim, no good. The rebound recovered by McFarland. It is tipped away. Mayorga last to touch it for Monona Grove. It'll result in McFarland basketball. DeWalt will check in. And Reese Vandervelde, who got a couple minutes of playing time, will take a seat. Eden Zatkowski back into the game, as Aurora Halverson will take a seat on the bench. 3:45 and counting here. Inbound given to Allison Charbonneau. Guarded by Berkeley. She'll try and drive. And a block called. They're going to get Gigi for not having legal guarding position inside of the three-point arc. As looking to inbound will be Willenbuecher, still looking, lobs it in, and finds Grayson Gray. Gray gives it off to Charbonneau. Allison with it, top of the circle. Guarded by Berkeley, sends it inside over the head of Westrom, out of bounds to Monona Grove. Down to 3 minutes in this one, 75-29. This one all but over, as the Monona Grove Silver Eagles will keep the M&M Cup here. Berkeley's got it, sends it to Poles, top of the circle. Pressured heavily, draws the foul. Westrom grabbed her jersey, it looked like, and that was the last to give for McFarland in the half. Next one puts him into the penalty, as Charlie Luter will check back in for the Spartans, as Lila Westrom will take a seat on the bench. Mayorga inbounds to Jessica Poles. Now Zatkowski's got it, far wing, and an illegal screen. They will hit DeWalt with her first. 5th team foul for Monona Grove, as McFarland controls with 2 minutes to go. Allison Charbonneau sends it to DeShong on the right wing with her foot on the stripe. Gives off now to Luter. Luter a drive right of the lane, throws it up, rolls around and out, no good. Rebound out of bounds. It'll stay with Monona Grove. His last to touch it, it was either Luter or DeShong. I believe it was Luter. Couldn't see the number. Poles takes the inbound. Under 100 seconds now as we hit the final minute and a half. Here's Ella Berkeley. Stops left wing. Poles over to DeWalt. On the right wing. In it goes to Zatkowski. Throws a shot up, drew the contact, and she'll go to the line for two. That puts McFarland into the penalty. Of course, that will not matter down the stretch here. Zatkowski 2 shots, first of 2 misses. As we hit the final minute here. And McFarland looking to make a couple substitutions. They're going to get Kennedy Shanebrot and Abby Repenschek and Chloe Matz. They will come into the game as Charbonneau takes a seat, DeShong takes a seat, Westrom takes a seat. Second free throw, rattles in and out, no good. Rebounded by McFarland. 32 seconds and counting here. Luter over to Repenschek. A drive, now a kick to Matz. on the near corner, guarded by Berkeley. 20 seconds to go. With it is Shane Brodt. She finds Repenshek on the far side, and it stays with the Spartans after it was knocked out of bounds by Berkeley. 10 seconds to go. McFarland will inbound this one. Gets it into Repenshek, does Matz. Shot off the window, no good. Rebound to Repenshek. 3 at the horn, misses from Roeder, and that will wrap things up here in Monona. So the MG defense holds the Spartans to just 12 points in the second half of action, and your final in the 2025 edition of the M&M Cup is Monona Grove 75, McFarland 29. With that, Monona Grove will improve to 1-0 on the season. McFarland falls to 0-1. A nice start, to say the least, for the Silver Eagles, as the long road to the Resch Center, always nice to start it off with a home victory. Well, AV's next broadcast of MG Varsity Basketball will be next Tuesday, November 25th, as the boys open their season against Monroe. As looks like Coach Walker just directing the fans out of here quickly. Make sure everybody can get out of here on time. With that, we will wrap things up here as well. But be sure to join us on Tuesday night as the MG boys, led by Austin Luschetti, the junior sensation, take on the Monroe Cheesemakers. And if I can get them up here, I may have a Monroe alum join me on the mic. We'll see if I can work my magic. But I will be here. I hope you will join us. Once again, your final tonight for the girls, Monona Grove 75, McFarland 29. For Brennan Hekimovich, Will Nimmo, and the entire rest of our AV crew, this is Parker Hagan signing off. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast, and have a good weekend, everyone.